What is your American dream?
My American dream is to be able to pursue whatever I want, and right now that's art, and I'm getting to do that, so it's really exciting.
My American dream is just to thrive and be liberated and move as freely as I want to.
My American dream, just to be passionate, to build relations with humans, with one another, to connect. I don't think it matters what we're doing as long as we're positive and helping one another. You can't go wrong.
My American dream is I want to be a part of making a good change. I want that for my children and for everyone's children and for everybody.
My American dream is for everyone in America to actually feel like they can achieve what their American dream is.
My American dream would be to bring colors and smiles on the faces of people who like my jewelry and bring a more positive outlook on life.
My American dream is to be able to help people out, help them de-stress a little bit. Just for a second with any of our plans and I'll be happy.
My American dream is just to be happy and live and travel and do whatever I want to do because I'm free to do that.
My American dream is to unite a lot of people with our common interests, which should be protecting and making sure that the earth is healthy and good for the next generation.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Oh man, what an amazing trip. I got to go to Thailand with Brad and his kids. What an incredible experience. There's the tiger. Yep, there's the elephant. Woo, I'm about as big as an elephant's toenail. Oh, hello everybody! Happy New Year! Happy 2019! Brad Squad, I missed you so much. I'm so happy that we're all back together. I hope you had a wonderful holiday and happy New Year. As you all know, Brad got me a ticket to Thailand, so I went with him and his kids to go and try to find my prairie dog crush, Pimpa, who lives all the way over there. It was an incredible adventure, and this is what happened. So here's me helping Brad pack. Look how many clothes he took. Me? I didn't have to pack anything because I'm a groundhog. Ha 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 ha. Here's me on the plane. So I was a little nervous about flying. You know, I'm a groundhog. I'm usually an underground type of hog. I burrow. So I was very nervous about being up in the air. So Brad gave me half a pill to calm me down. And ooh, I passed out. And when I woke up, we were in Thailand. And unfortunately, Brad said he didn't want to go hunting around for Pimpa with me, so I went off on my own. First, I started looking around in some clay pots I found. This looks like she could be in here. Ooh, it's deep. But let me look. Whoa, I fell in. Climbing out. Oh. And guess what? No Pimpa. I was wrong. So then I went to the rice paddies. This is where people cultivate rice. And I figured, Pimpa's such a little patty, maybe she'd be in there. So I looked, but no Pimpa. Oh. So then I asked this very knowledgeable looking warrior. I figured he might know. You know, he's a warrior just like me. I'm fighting to find Pimpa. But he just stared at me with a stone face and didn't give me an answer. So then I asked this guy. I thought maybe this fellow would know where Pimpa is, but he didn't know either. But check it out, he has feet like me! Ha 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 ha! And then I found Ganesha and his altar. Now Ganesha is very knowledgeable, and he is the god of beginnings, which is amazing for the new year, and he is a remover of obstacles. So I asked Ganesha, where is Pimpa? Where is that queen of the prairie dogs? And I looked in his bowls on his altar, but yet still no Pimpa, although we had a very nice conversation. And then I saw two monkeys in love, and I was really happy for them, but I just kept thinking, where is Pimpa? There's so much lovely romantic things we could do together if we could just find each other. So then I said, forget this, I'm gonna go talk to some oxen. I figured the oxen might know, because they walk around everywhere and they see a lot. Hello, Mr. Ox. Hello, Mr. Ox. I'm wondering, have you seen prairie dog Pimpa? Sir, have you seen her? No? Oh, geez. Yeah, I looked everywhere, I tell you. I looked all over Thailand, and I just couldn't find her. And then it was time to go home. Here's me in the plane, looking very sad, very morose. I was very disappointed I couldn't find Pimpa, my prairie dog love. So although a little piece of my heart will always belong to Pimpa, I will continue to follow her on Instagram. This trip made me realize that my true love is Bradshaw Live, the Brad Squad, Spar, Bernstein, and Brad. So I'm happy to be back in the office, ready to go. So now, Brad Squad, the moment you've all been waiting for, the first Bradshaw Live of 2019 is about to begin, starring Brad Bernstein with co-host Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. May all your dreams come true in the coming year. Let the show begin!
Welcome, everybody. Brand new year, January 2019. Our first show of the new year. I decided to go casual today. Welcome, Belgium Kim. Welcome, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Back from your extended vacations as well. And of course, welcome to the entire Brad Squad, who has been waiting patiently, who enjoyed their Christmas and their holiday season and their New Year's and waited patiently for us to all come back. I saw all the messages and notes and a lot on Facebook that, oh, we miss you and it's not the same. Well, we're back. And we are energized today, right? Are we energized?
We're
now, I want you to know, we were really trying to get going here at 5:30 on the nose. We got
close.
We had 3 weeks to prepare.
Right.
3 full weeks to prepare to be ready at 5:30, and just like clockwork, we started 5:40. We still, after 3 weeks.
At least it wasn't 5:45.
Right, at least after 3 weeks, we couldn't get the show going at 5:30 on the dot. Thank God we're not like on network television. Because if we were on network,
wouldn't be happening.
If we were on network television, we'd be fired. There would be like one of those, like test pattern goes through for like, beep, for like 10 minutes or something.
Or they would start the stream, but we just wouldn't be in our chairs. It would just be an empty studio.
Just be an empty studio.
All of a sudden you just see 3 people running. Hey guys.
It's like Groundhog Day, like, and Bradshaw Live, and it's like empty studios.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. So Belgium Kim, I will talk about my trip first.
Yes,
Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias has not heard anything other than what he saw on Instagram.
Right.
That's
what I saw.
So the day after, the last time I saw you guys was basically at our holiday party. We had a pop-up show on December 14th, that Friday, for about 45 minutes. Then we went to our holiday party, which we had in Midtown. But I want you to know, I went all out for that holiday party. Was that right?
Yes.
That was probably one of the best holiday parties.
Was that one of the best?
That is definite. I haven't gone to many holiday parties, but that was
one of them?
by far the best.
Even Julian, the TriCaster guy, he went there, and then about an hour into it, when they served dinner, I heard him say, "Ooh, Kobe beef burgers!
Hey,
this is the best."
He was not playing with those burgers.
He loved those beef burgers, right?
But they were solid.
Solid beef burgers there.
I was too
so I left you guys, and right from there, I actually got on a plane at about 1 in the morning that night.
Really?
Yeah, I left that morning. So I was all packed, so I went right from the party. And I knew not to get too overly liquored up, because they wouldn't let you on the plane. You'd be like some drunk guy walking through, everyone's like, "Brad, drink." I'm like, and I'm like, no, I can't drink because I'm going on a plane. They're like, even better. I'm like, no, I can't go through security.
Right.
Like, where do I have to take my laptop out and like start like, making the whole scene.
How belligerent were you planning on getting?
Well, when I get drunk, maybe I can be belligerent. So I didn't really.
That wouldn't be a good look.
It wouldn't be a good look. So I didn't really drink a lot.
Right.
Okay, but I enjoyed myself nonetheless.
Right.
There
Oh,
is
you
some
sure
video.
did.
There is some video of me dancing,
Yes,
right?
there is.
With Jenny from the cubicle.
Literally,
Listen.
my.
Do we have the video of me
Ooh, I
dancing?
hope
from
so.
We
Jenny from
didn't
the
even
cubicle?
think about that.
Oh.
We don't.
Oh,
That
maybe
is
tomorrow. Me and
Oh,
Jenny from the cubicle.
no problem.
We did like a dance from what was that movie?
I would say Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
I would say it was
no, not Dirty Dancing. Is it with when they're up in the mountains? Yeah, Dirty Dancing.
Patrick
Yeah.
Swayze,
with Patrick
the
Swayze.
lift.
Yes.
I was
Everything
waiting
but-
for you to
everything
lift
but
her.
the
Right,
lift.
everything but the lift. And I'm like, wait a second. I lost my gallbladder and my knee. There's no lifting today. But other than that, and then her boyfriend, he was getting a little jealous.
As he should.
As he should have been. He's like,
You were sweeping in on his girl.
Yeah, right. And
We
he
just
came
switched
over to me and
rooms.
goes, stay away from her.
Oh.
Yeah.
At your party.
At my own party. I'm
That
like,
you
yo,
invited
I'm
him
like,
to.
yo, listen, I'm just, enjoying myself with my employees here. Excuse me.
No, he
He's
was
a very
ready to
jealous
crack
guy.
the whip.
He's a very jealous guy, that guy. So,
Do you see?
Starting trouble already.
yeah, he's very jealous.
Yeah,
So I will never
Press
dance with
during
Jenny from the
the
cubicle again.
No, I don't think you should ever look at her ever
No.
again. You should be like Mike Pence and be like, I don't talk to you unless your man's around.
I think so. So any event, I went to Thailand, and I was with my kids,
Right.
and as you saw, Sam came along, and he was
did.
in
He was the lucky one.
He was in the luggage. We went to Phuket, which is, by the way,
Oh, look at that.
no, that's actually Bangkok. That was a picture in Bangkok.
Yeah.
They have these huge Buddhas that are like, I can't even begin to tell you how big that Buddha was.
Wow.
That Buddha must have been the size of, but it was lying down.
It's a
Oh,
big
wow.
The
Buddha.
size of maybe a 10 to 14 foot building if it was standing up.
Wow.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay,
Crazy.
I mean, it was enormous. But we started originally in Phuket, which was beautiful beaches.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, and beautiful
gorgeous.
scenery, and we went kayaking, and we
Oh,
went
I
to
saw those
Right, we went to
pictures.
Monkey Island. You saw the
Yeah.
monkeys. No, that's also Bangkok, but okay. Julian, I should have gotten together with Julian and tried to
Right.
ask the guy ahead of time.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's a little too much to expect for him to
To
know Thai
right,
landscapes.
exactly. So
Right.
anyway, that was Bangkok as well. So we started there, and we just laid low. It was very low key.
Right.
And then we went to Chiang Mai.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, and
Yes.
Chiang Mai. That's Chiang Mai. Yes, we went whitewater rafting.
Wow.
Yes, and had we actually, one of the things you'll know about me is I don't listen to directions.
Of course.
Right? So I do my own thing. So if you go back to yes, that's us
That's a
kayaking.
beautiful picture.
Yeah, that's us
That's
kayaking in
gorgeous.
Phuket. But if you go back to the picture of the, it's really funny because the guide, there's a guide taking us whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
And he's telling us stroke left. And of course, my kids follow what I do, which is absolutely nothing. And you could see that we're just there laughing, not following directions. And that's why this picture's so funny, and because nobody was paying attention to the guide and nobody was listening, you can see we crashed right into a rock. And the guide, and there I am doing absolutely nothing. You can see I'm not even.
You don't even have your hands on the oar.
I don't even have my hands on the oar. We were all just laughing, and we crashed. That's correct.
Did you guys fall off?
No, we did not fall off, but we went flying right into the rock. And then the guy goes, if you pay attention to me, you wouldn't go into a rock.
Oh
and
my
of course,
gosh.
so that was fun.
That's hilarious.
That was fun. And then
That
we
was
went
fun being disobedient.
right, and that was right. And then we went to see the tigers.
Oh.
Do we have a picture of me with the tigers? Yep, there I am.
That is-
Now that's a live, huge mother, what tiger.
Right. Were you scared?
No, because they seem to be very docile animals. I don't know
Wow.
why.
Okay.
But I was told never to walk in front of the tiger.
Ooh,
Only
really?
walk behind the tiger. Right. So if you see all the pictures are from
Yo.
behind, not from
front.
the front. If
Look
you
at you,
walk
look.
right, if you walk in front of the tiger, you could be eaten.
Oh,
And they have a
wow.
guy literally. I don't think they would allow this in America.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they have a guy literally
ready.
right outside the picture of me with a stun gun
Oh, snap.
like this, like pointing the stun gun at the tiger should he come attack poor
That's
little
scary as-
Brad Bernstein. Now, Now, I want you to know, my family back home said, "Are you crazy?
Yes.
Get in a cage with a tiger?" I go, "Well, it was on the tour. It seemed okay at the time, but
awesome.
Now after the fact, I'm saying, yeah, maybe I was crazy. I didn't really think that went through.
Insane.
Insane in the membrane.
It's like cage diving with sharks.
Exactly.
Never, ever.
But at least, in the cage diving with the sharks, you're in a
there's a cage
There's
between.
nothing between me and a tiger that's going to eat me.
No.
So then we went to. I rode the elephants. We have a picture of me with the elephants.
We do, I believe.
Do we have? If not, it's okay. It's a big elephant. Looks like there.
Wow.
Who is that? That's not me. That's my son.
What's your son?
That's my son. And we rode the elephants there.
Oh, look at all three of you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. And then that was fun. There we are. That was fun.
Elephants seem real sweet.
They are sweet, except you don't realize how high up in the
It's
air they are.
super high.
You are super high up in the
crazy.
air.
Yeah.
And for the first 5 minutes, you're not on a saddle or anything.
Right.
All you are is just sitting on this elephant.
Wow.
And you are like, if you fall over, you're like breaking your leg.
Oh, snap.
Okay. So and then I
Yeah,
watched.
watch
So they're really smart. They make you pay.
Uh-huh.
They ride the
Right.
elephant, go to the river, and go work for me and go wash that elephant.
Exercise
So
my pet.
That's right. Exercise my pet. Go
And then go wash them.
Right. I'm like, wait a second. In New York, people get paid for this stuff.
Right.
So, but that's what we
Guys
did.
got bamboozled.
Right. But we did get bamboozled. But it was fun
No, that's
nevertheless.
fun.
But it was
That's
fun
awesome.
nevertheless. But you're really high up, and if you notice, if you go back to the picture of me and my two kids, you'll see. Okay, you'll see me holding on if you can get close for literally dear life. Okay, if you can get close, I am not moving from that
Look,
position.
your two kids, they
My
have their
kids are
hands
cool.
on
They're
arms.
like whatever. They're chill, and I'm holding on like I'm gonna fall over. I think at any minute now, Dumbo's going up on its two hind legs and tossing me off.
Yeah, that's
so I'm like, if you see, I'm the nervous wreck up there. My kids were fine.
Right.
My kids were fine.
That
But
is
I thought the
hilarious.
Dumbo was gonna go. I thought if you go back to me now, I thought Dumbo was gonna go like up on his legs like this and like start like galloping
be
off and I'd go
horrible.
flying. So
I'm picturing you trying to hold on for dear life to this thing on its two hind
Hang on to
legs.
his ear.
As he takes off.
Right. So,
fantastic.
but it didn't, and I washed Dumbo, and Dumbo was. I don't know if it was Dumbo or not, but I kept calling him Dumbo. And everybody was happy, and that was my trip.
And you live to see
Thailand.
another
I lived to see
day.
another day, and
Right.
I'm back.
And you look refreshed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did have fun doing Harriet. And Belgium Kim, quickly.
Yeah.
I know that was a long Christmas.
Ours definitely ain't gonna be
Right.
like that.
Beat that one, Belgium
Right.
Kim.
You should have went last.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Beat
I.
that
How was
one.
your little peasant holiday?
That's exactly. I constantly feel like a peasant when I'm talking to
So
Brad
yeah,
about my
beat that
kids.
one, Belgium Kim. All right.
I can't, Brad. I drank, I ate, and I spent time with my family. There were no elephants or tigers involved.
No canoes at the dawn, at the break of dawn.
No, there was ugly
What is that?
Christmas sweaters.
Who's that? Who is that in their picture? with
So that's my mom and my brother. We are singing at the top of our lungs, Silent Night, like right after midnight on
that's
Christmas
so fun.
morning.
Very
so
cute, very
yeah,
cute.
so one of the traditions in Belgium is you stay up at midnight on Christmas Eve, and that's how you
Oh.
ring in
I see.
Christmas.
Really?
It's you
Right.
you kind of do like a New
Nice.
Year's thing. So we did like a big dinner
Very nice.
and
Look at
everything.
that.
And
so
that's home?
This is Christmas number 4. Yeah, this is actually the childhood home I grew up in, and now my brother owns it. So we still do
Oh.
Christmas there.
Very
it was really
nice.
cute.
And how was the tree? What'd you get for Christmas? What was your best gift?
AirPods, Apple AirPods.
very
I was
nice.
so excited.
nice.
They
Very
changed my
nice.
life.
Very nice.
So yeah, no, it was good. It was like way too much food, way too much alcohol, but delightful.
That sounds great.
And
to me.
Jonathan?
It was.
I went to California. Well, before California, I was in an off-Broadway musical.
How did that go, by the way?
It went great.
I never asked you about that.
Look at this.
I never asked you. I
Yeah.
felt so terrible.
No,
I wish
it's
you
all
best.
good.
I wished you best of luck,
Yes,
and I
you
wished
did.
you Merry
And
Christmas.
I got to see you right before.
Right,
and
right.
that
But I
was
didn't.
a
I didn't
picture,
hear
yeah.
about the show because I was
It was
in Thailand.
great. It was great. Next year they're actually going. That's another outfit change.
Yeah.
They're traveling the musical. So Naomi Campbell and Mark Jacobs came to.
I
the
saw the
opening.
pictures. I saw the pictures with you and
Yeah,
them.
which was
Insane.
amazing.
Right.
You know,
Look
there
at
she is,
that.
Naomi.
Did you
looking
get a
fly,
write
set.
up anywhere that anybody?
Everywhere, yeah.
And
there
did
was
they mention you in the
They
write up?
did mention me,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because like I'm mentioned in like Broadway, blogs and
Publications,
yeah,
yeah.
because I never thought I would ever be on any kind
Wow.
of Broadway show.
Congratulations
So that was
to you.
awesome. Yeah, first time doing theater, and I loved it. after the fact, not
Right.
during.
Was it like the hour before? Were you like freaking out?
The whole time.
The whole time you're on stage, you were freaking out?
I had the most lines. And a lot of my family came actually to surprise me on Sunday. They came to the show. So, and that was my best show. You know.
Did anyone from Bradshaw Live come?
No.
No?
Not.
Did you give anyone a free ticket for Bradshaw Live?
I only got one free ticket, and I gave it to my sister who came from Dallas.
Okay.
And that's fair.
That's
and
fair.
that's completely
Yes.
fair.
So from there, I went to California and spent amazing time with my family, which everybody knows I love dearly. Those are my little babies right there. We all spent Christmas together. We spent New Year's together. Look at all of us in our PJs.
That's adorable.
Christmas morning. We just,
really nice.
we really love each other.
You have
so
such a
much.
beautiful family.
Thank
God,
you.
they're so
Such a nice,
gorgeous.
beautiful family.
And
yeah.
they're beautiful inside as much as they are outside. That's the best part. So we really enjoy it. And there's a little doggy. Yeah. That's our backyard.
You know who also has a beautiful family? Brad Squad.
Brad Squad
Cool.
does.
Brad
oh,
Squad
that's my
has-
mommy,
oh,
guys.
there's
Why
mom.
does your
her
mother
fly.
Oh, look at you.
look
He looks like your
my
sister.
I
Looks like your
everybody
sister.
says that. Look
Looks
at
like
my
your
mom.
sister.
When I tell
She
you
actually
that-
looks like your younger sister.
Okay, hold on.
She doesn't even look like your older
complimenting
sister.
your mom, not
yeah,
shading
I know.
you.
Let me tell you, that is my queen right
Yeah.
there. I love her to death.
That's beautiful.
And today is actually our Christmas. It is the Orthodox Christmas. Yeah.
So how come you're
January
not
7th.
celebrating?
Because I'm here at work,
Right,
but I'm
that's
gonna go
true.
get some Ethiopian food later.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Merry Christmas.
dedication.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to
Thank
the
you.
Eastern Orthodox faith.
Yes.
It is. I saw that actually on Instagram.
Yes. Yeah.
And I have to say, we also, as I was about to say, we have a beautiful family called Brad Squad.
We do.
And we have yet to say hello to them.
No, we have not.
So let me say hello, because we miss them all. Okay, Malia Loban Martin, Christy Consali, Kerry Ann Wallace, Denisha Castillo, Marge Higgs, Cami Singh, Lisa Bling Rose, Rich Kid C, Kerry Ann Wallace, Christy Consali, Isaka Sally, and Marge Higgs, Andre Spence, Malia Loban Martin, Kennedy Roy, Dionne Watson, Deanna Moore, Tamika Nelson, Misha Tamika, Dawn Harriet, Allie Boo, how are you? Natoy Dixon, Cece Mitchell, Barbara Lord, Kerry Ann Wallace twice, Demba Sow, Patrona Collins, Lolitha Platt, how are you? And Yannick Sturlis, Les Lobo coming in from India and on YouTube.
Wow.
On YouTube. And by the way, guys, if I missed anybody, you let me know. Jason Chowdhury says hello. Joy Palmer, how are you? Baby Voice Grant, what's up? Avzal says squad up. Happy New Year, Brad, Kim, Yo-Yo. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday. It felt forever since the last show. Now that is a dedicated
I like
viewer.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Nezzy Show TV, what's up? Ja Love, much love. Punchy Queen, what's going on? And Ann Joan Underwood says good afternoon. And Boladal Agoro coming right in hot with a question. Which, by the way, we're going to be answering your immigration questions in about 15 minutes or so. So if you call right now, 1-800-529-5465, you will definitely get your immigration questions answered. Lady Leah says, hey.
Yo.
Carol the Top Cat Tigress. Anderson, she changed her name.
Oh my God.
Top Cat.
Tigress.
Tigress.
I
Top
wonder if she
Cat.
did that because of your tiger pictures.
I don't know. Baby Voice Grant, what's going on? Jamie Grant, BK Ricky, also known as Brooklyn Ricky,
Or
Back It Up
Belgium.
Ricky.
Or
Belgium
Belgium
Kim.
Kim
Belgium
Ricky.
Kim Ricky.
Back it up, Ricky. Did you just say?
Well, Back It Up Ricky.
What is back it up?
Back It Up is a new
Back-
one.
I don't know.
Brand new
It's a
one.
brand new one. Back It Up Ricky.
I still say British Knights, Ricky.
I like Back It Up Ricky. It makes no sense.
Well, where's
Doesn't
that?
make
work
any
with
sense.
any of the
Doesn't
letters.
matter. It doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
To me, that's what it is. And Sammy S, Happy New Year. By the way, guys, did I miss anybody?
Yes, we had a few people on the Facebook feed. Hold on. Just call me Joelle was like, you missed me. Ma Dukes said we missed her. Sonny Berwin Lewis, Shauna K. Pert.
Yeah.
We got you guys.
Yeah.
We're looking out for you.
We got you,
see
boo.
you.
And by the way, we had a visit by one of our fans this week.
We did.
Yes, Smiley
Ooh.
Smith came and visited our office.
Aww.
And she came to me in the hallway. She says, Brad, I never got my mug. You weren't here. It was actually last week.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, what do you mean you never got your mug? She goes, I never got the mug. And I said, are you trying to get a second mug? And she said, no, I never got the mug. And I said, well, then of course we're going to give you a mug.
Of course.
And we have a picture of Smiley with her mug.
Look, that's a nice
she came
picture.
by.
I know,
and
right?
she's actually a sweet woman. She came all the way for her mug. That was it.
That's
So I said,
pretty
if the woman comes all the way for her
She
mug,
deserves that
she
mug.
deserves the mug.
Even if it's a second mug, if
Even
you come all the way here.
Okay, right, you deserve a second mug.
Yeah.
Right?
You want a second mug, basically, come here.
If you want it that bad.
Right, every week she's gonna come and say she's gonna
Right.
get one,
I didn't get
and
my
soon she's
mug.
gonna have like a set of four, you know, like a.
That's what she has the Bradshaw Live dinner party.
Like, you
where
like,
she
you
uses
imagine if we
her
like
mugs.
start doing plates, Bradshaw Live plates.
China.
China?
Come on, Bradshaw
Yes.
Live
Of all
China.
the
Right. And she could be like, Brad, I got the salad plate, but I didn't get the main serving plate.
Yeah.
What if our merch store on our website had only weird-ish like that?
Weird, what are you gonna say?
Had
You didn't say that
nothing.
word.
I wasn't gonna
You didn't
say
say that word.
weird stuff like
Weird
that.
stuff like that. Like,
That's not weird.
I think like
China,
we should, like, but we should.
but we don't have T-shirts. We
Yeah.
just have like
But what
silverware.
if but we should have like full sets. Like we have a salad, but we don't have the full plate. You just get a salad plate.
You have to buy them separately.
Yeah. You don't get like a full setting.
Wasn't there someone who had mentioned a Bradshaw Live thong at one point?
Yes,
a
that'd be great.
onesie?
Yes.
We should do
What?
all
I'm gonna tell you
weird
something,
stuff.
Belgium, Kim.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, this is what we're gonna do this week. Maybe on Friday, because we have to do it. By the way, Friday's Fun Day Friday.
Yeah,
All right,
always.
so we're always gonna do Fun Day Friday stuff on Friday.
Yes.
Does
Maybe
that mean
what we
drink?
can do is you can put together some merchandise that people may want. Okay, and we can have everybody vote on what we should do next.
I already know.
Okay.
So, sweats and hoodie
And
set.
don't make any Hump Day Wednesday merchandise.
That is
Hint, hint.
absolutely the
But you-
only
but
thing
you-
I will make.
but- okay.
There will be Bradshaw Live condoms. There will be
Right,
Bradshaw
no.
Live thongs. And Bradshaw
But
Live
I'm giving you that. I'm giving you that. So that's going to be
Okay, it's on my list.
on your list for Friday. So tune in Friday. Belgium Kim's going to come up with her top 10 top 10 weird Bradshaw Live merchandise that we can give away, and we'll vote on what the next giveaway will be.
I love that.
All
Kim
right.
is the right person.
Meanwhile,
I don't know whether to take offense or whether it's a compliment, but thank
it's
you,
a compliment.
gentlemen.
It's a compliment. And meanwhile, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, Belgium Kim, tell everybody what they're going to get, which is, how about, what are we going to give away? Because we haven't done any giveaways in a while.
This would be
And
a good
for
day to
sharing.
give away
It is
something.
It's a good
giveaway
sharing day. Sharing is caring day. Why don't we give away, because it is the new year, and Trump is crazy.
Yes,
Okay.
I like where you're going with this.
Why don't we give away 2 free consultations?
Ooh.
Two,
Okay,
you say?
if we get to 100 simultaneous views on YouTube and 650 shares on Facebook.
Wait, say that one more time.
650 shares on Facebook.
Yeah.
100 views. I'm making it easy for everybody.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is easy.
And we'll give away 2 free consultations.
Wow.
Now you can
Great.
either speak to me on the phone, one-on-one personally, or you can come see me personally, one-on-one. And if you don't have a need for a consultation, you can give it away, or you can even make money on it and sell it to somebody.
Whew.
Right? I'm doing it
That's
for free.
right.
Dang.
It's worth $200 to meet me. So I'm
Yeah.
giving away
So
$400. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Jonathan
It's a
Yo-Yo
good first
Elias,
step.
Belgium Kim, tell them what they can win just because they're kind enough to share.
All right, you guys. You know how this works. You will win. You could be entered into a drawing to win a free consultations, 1 of 2. And all you got to do is watch on YouTube and share with your people on YouTube and share with your people on Facebook. Here's how you do that.
All you have to do to share is look at the video, the bottom right-hand side. You will see a little arrow that is pointing to the right. You click on that, it says share. Click on it and send it to different people's pages. You can send it in emails, you can send it in inboxes, and then you can also copy the link, send it in your WhatsApp, do that with your YouTube, and also you could do that with the Facebook. You guys, all you have to do is get 100 views on YouTube and 650 shares on Facebook. You guys can do this. 2 consultations. $400, man. That's $400.
And make sure to comment at least twice, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, because if you don't, I will not know that you watch this show, and I won't know to put you in the drawing.
And you guys, this is the first show back. Make it happen. Let's start the new year right. All right. I know you guys can do it.
Yeah.
You know I'm always on your side.
We got you. Did you feel strongly about that, Brad?
I did feel strongly about it, but I'm having a technical difficulty.
A technical difficulty? Oh,
yes,
no.
I am not seeing the calls come in.
That's no bueno.
That's not a bueno
We
thing.
know
The
y'all
whole
are
entire
calling.
show is about calls.
That is, we are crux. I mean, we're
What
like
is that?
45 minutes in, but
45 minutes in.
but that is the core of the
And
show.
there is no, I can't, we seem to just have a connection problem, Belgium Kim. Do you see?
I do see. However, you're connected to the internet.
I am connected to the internet.
I see that.
There's power.
Uh-huh.
Lots of power coming in.
So much power. God, all the power. It
Lots
radiates.
of power. I am going to let Jill
Yeah, Jill.
take over.
She seems like she knows what to do.
She's going to take over my computer.
Oh my God.
I will give her permission to do whatever she needs to do
Nice.
so that I can see the calls. In the meantime, what I am going to do
Yeah, what's that?
is schmooze with the Brad Squad. Let's start schmoozing. Something we call schmoozing with Brad.
Schmoozing with Brad. Or in this case, schmoozing with Brad.
You know, a lot's happened.
Yes.
A lot has happened
Yes.
since we
we've been
last
away.
left.
In fact, yes.
We have now a Democratic House of Representatives. Nancy Pelosi is back as the Speaker of the House.
Yes.
She was elected Speaker of the House this Thursday. She's 78 years old. She won with 220 votes, 12 Democrats voting for somebody else. She was previously the Speaker of the House from 2007 to 2011. And meanwhile, the new class of Democrats is now younger and more female, kind of shaking it up a little bit.
Yes.
Right? And as a matter of fact, the first openly bisexual woman, Senator Kristen Sinema, was sworn in by Mike Pence, and she used a law book instead of a Bible because she is not a religious person. Now, needless to say, people online found the fact that he was swearing in Mike Pence, who is openly anti-gay,
Yeah.
a openly bisexual woman, ironic, at Stop Trump 2020, which apparently is a thing to stop Trump on Twitter. They wrote, Christina Sinema, the first openly bisexual senator in United States history, has been sworn into office by homophobic bigot Mike Pence while swearing in on a law book instead of a Bible. This whole picture is poetry. What could possibly be going on through Mike Pence's mind?
That's amazing.
Meanwhile, Ayanna Pressley became Massachusetts' first black congresswoman. And Deb Haaland, a Democrat from New Mexico, and Sharice Davids, a Kansas Democrat, will be the first indigenous women in Congress. That's the politically correct way to say Native American Indian. I guess they don't say that anymore, but for people who are like, what do you mean indigenous? That's what
Native
it is.
American.
Yes.
Minnesota Democrat Ilhan Omar joined Representative Rashid Tlaib of Michigan as the first Muslim woman. Now you saw she got into a little hot water, Rashida Tlaib.
Yeah.
Because she went to her her constituents on the eve of her swearing in.
Right.
And we at a MoveOn.org party and said that she is going to impeach that motherfucker. Meaning Donald Trump.
Wow.
Dang,
So meanwhile, a lot of Republicans took offense to that. They said that's offensive.
How dare she?
How dare she say that? Now maybe it wasn't proper. It certainly wasn't was not a nice thing to say. But I wonder if it was said by a man instead of a woman.
Would it be okay?
Whether it would have been okay.
It definitely would have been.
I think nobody would have made a big deal about it. So I have a problem that if a man said it, I believe nobody would have said a thing about it.
Yeah.
But because a female said it, they're making a big deal about it. Do we have any video on this, Jill?
I would bomb the shit out of him.
You're not going to raise that fucking price.
So if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you?
All right, so there's a man who says a lot of curse words. Okay, and actually curses out people, calls people's names. That's okay.
Calls for violence.
That's okay.
Right.
That's okay. So I'm not really clear yet. I'm not really clear yet that that I would have use those words on
Right.
the eve of my inauguration. I certainly, I don't think I would have.
I think she was just feeling herself a little much.
But I don't think that the blowback that she got was appropriate, especially if she was a man, she wouldn't have gotten it.
Absolutely.
That's my and you see men say these words, and that's okay. They're strong.
Yeah.
Okay. When a female says it, all of a sudden they're being inappropropriate.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile,
But she needs to be extra careful for
Right.
that reason.
Meanwhile, Scott Dworkin,
Mm-hmm.
he tweeted that Trump even used the word motherfucker. He said, "Listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25%." Trump said to China in a video he found. So spare me this fake controversy around Representative Tlaib. Let's see. Elizabeth Warren's running for president. She's not going to win, so who cares? She lost the whole thing when she said she was Indian descent.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she released her DNA, and she was Indian descent from like a grandfather from 7 generations
Right,
ago.
Oh my God.
yeah.
So I think she kind of lost her credibility
Yeah.
at that point. She should have just not have ever said anything,
Right.
and nobody would have known the difference.
Yes.
Okay, but she was I guess canoodled into it by Trump, who kept calling her Pocahontas. You know, it's like I did my DNA. Okay,
Right.
I did
Yeah.
my
I remember
DNA,
that.
and it's according to 23andMe. 6 generations ago, I have a great ancestor was Yakin, which is a Yakin, which is a Yakin, which is an Asian Siberian Russian.
Right.
Okay.
You're an Eskimo.
So basically an Eskimo. So I mean, I don't think I would get away with saying, you know, vote for me, I'm an Eskimo.
Right.
All right? But that's
personal
basically
color.
what she said. Vote for me, I'm an Indian. But basically her Indian blood goes back 6-7 generations around the same time my Eskimo blood goes back.
Insane.
Now, I think she addressed this weekend. She was like on the trail, and she said something about how she released them for sake of transparency. But I mean, like,
Yeah, she was.
you
yeah.
didn't accompany it with.
But
a,
you know
okay,
what?
I was wrong.
It just, you know what?
Right.
You know what? I have to say, I don't think it was a smart move.
No,
And I
it
like my
wasn't.
presidents to be smart. I think we
Yes.
have a really dumb president. I
Yes.
don't want to have another dumb one.
Yes.
Right.
So we're going to move on from Elizabeth Warren. Hopefully there's some other people. I hope.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of good, smart people, hopefully.
Do you know what just happened?
What?
Jenny from the cubicle just wrote me a quote from you the last time you mentioned that you were Yakut.
What?
This was.
I love saying I'm a Yakin. I love saying I'm a Yakin.
Grandpa was walking through the village, and Grandma got knocked off the
Yeah.
shtetl somewhere.
That's exactly what happened. You know, I'm like this nice Jewish family, and then all of a sudden, I mean, a nice Eskimo came by. He's like, "Hey, you can,
He's
you
probably
know,
buff.
you know what?
Full head of hair.
Excuse me, I'm passing through your shtetl.
Yeah.
Can I stay for the night? Yes, sir, Mr. Eskimo, come in." Then knocked up Grandma. I think that's what happened.
That's like the craziest porno I've ever had. Yes, sir, Mr. Eskimo.
That's what I
No
think
problem.
happened. That's what I think happened. I'm surprised Jenny's talking to me after what happened with her and me and the boyfriend.
She knew she brought it onto herself. We told Jenny when she introduced her boyfriend to Brad.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow when we show the dancing video, just make sure, maybe we shouldn't because the boyfriend will watch the show.
Yeah, he'll
And
come
then-
for you,
and
Brad.
then he'll come for me, you know?
I'll have my
It's like
camera
I'm poking
ready.
him in the eye, you know?
That he was there, but it might be PTSD, you know, that trauma from Brad almost swooping in on his girl.
All right. I don't know, Jill, what did you want me to do? She's talking in my ear. I didn't hear what you said, Jill. Say that again.
89 shares, by the way. Keep it going.
Okay,
That's
so how do you
right.
want me to be on Team Viewer? I don't know
And-
what she wants me to do.
And on YouTube, we have 75 of you already watching, so keep sharing that link, all right? Just copy the
You guys got
link,
that.
share it to everybody you know on WhatsApp and text and stuff. Get those numbers up. It's free immigration advice, y'all. You know you need someone who needs it.
Okay,
You know
I don't know what Jill wants me to do, so
Okay.
let's continue onward to something we like to call, because we got to move on with our show here.
Of course.
Okay, right? Okay, now I want you to know something. One of the things that happened when we were away was there was a group of New York City immigration rights activists who marked International Day of the Migrant on December 18th. I was already in Thailand. And it was actually a vigil for Jakelin Caal Maquin, who was a 7-year-old Guatemalan girl who died, Jakelin, excuse me, who died on December 8th while in the custody of Customs and Border Patrol. Now, she's not the only child to die. There was 2 children actually to die. There was a boy also who died of the flu. It's actually really sad.
Yeah.
And I want to get to my cards here about it because it's important for me to talk about. Where is it? It's somewhere around here. It will be here. Yes, and there was an 8-year-old boy by the name of Felipe Alonzo-Gomez. And he was also Guatemalan. He died in government custody on Christmas morning. So he was the second migrant. So when he died and they were having a vigil for Jakelin, he had not even passed away yet. He died about 6-7 days later.
Wow.
And he died after being apprehended by Border Patrol in El Paso, Texas. And Felipe and his father were shuffled 3 different detention centers over the course of 3 days. Apparently he had the flu when he was apprehended. Nobody treated him. And as a result, despite having 103 temperature, he was diagnosed with a cold, prescribed an antibiotic, and discharged. And what he really needed was to be hospitalized, put on intensive IV antiviral drugs. And unfortunately, he passed away because nobody was taking care of him there. The American Academy of Pediatrics said that both of these children's deaths, both Jakelin and Felipe, they were preventable.
Absolutely.
And called for immediate medical oversight of the detention centers. 2 children in under 7 days died under Donald Trump's watch by the Department of Homeland Security, who has been taking these families and putting them into detention cruelly rather than allowing them to legally and legitimately apply for asylum. Now, we sent Pat Rice and a crew to this vigil, and it was called In Love and Rage, and it began at Columbus Circle, continued to Trump Tower. If anybody knows, Manhattan Columbus Circle is on the west side, and they probably marched right along Central Park South, right along the park, right past the Plaza Hotel, made a right on Fifth Avenue, and 2 blocks down to Trump Tower.
Wow.
And Pat Rice was there to document it all. I do have to tell everybody that what you're going to see is not pleasant. Okay, it's very graphic. So if you don't want to watch anything graphic, turn your head for about 90 seconds. But let's watch.
Sonora Desert, on purpose, planned, the death of an innocent. This is going on all the time.
My name is Savitri. I work with a lot of different immigration rights groups in New York City, and today we're honoring the life of Jakelin Caal, who died in custody of Border Patrol, Customs and Border Patrol in El Paso last week. So we're here really just to memorialize her and do the best we can for her.
Why is it so important to shed light on this?
People are being forced into these dangerous journeys by bad policy and bad laws, and that could be changed today. So there's no sense in blaming her or blaming her family or blaming anyone except the administration, which is enforcing these draconian immigration laws.
Get out of my face right now.
Excuse me.
Get out of my face.
You don't talk to me.
Stand back. Stand back.
And what is your message to her family?
Oh, we support you. We wish this had never happened. We would never choose to welcome someone this way. We're so sorry, and we will fight so that this doesn't happen to any other families.
And what is your message to the Trump administration?
President Trump, you can alleviate the pain and suffering of thousands, if not millions of people today. Today, you can do that, and we won't forget that. We know that you have that power.
And what is your American dream for yourself or for America?
I dream of an America that is not ruled by white supremacy.
It's okay.
Okay.
And I got my calls back too. So
oh my God!
Go.
Wow.
All right, so
just in time.
That's like one of in those like newscasts, whenever like the guy like the newscaster's like picking his nose.
Right.
Oh, we're back. And we lost it again. What happened now?
Uh-oh.
I had it, and then
You
it's
did.
lost.
Can you close out of the program and
try again? Oh
well,
my
I know what
goodness.
we are going to talk about. We are at 115 shares, and we have only hit about 75 watchers on YouTube. So all you guys have to do, share right now. As we're getting these technical difficulties together, please share, because you guys can get 2 free consultations worth $200 each, all right? $200 each. That's amazing. And you could also share it to other people. If you don't want to use it, you can sell it. You can give it to a family member. That could be a great New Year's Eve gift. It's not a New Year's Eve, but a New Year's gift.
New Year's gift.
There you go. It's a New Year's gift. So as you know, the way to share, you have to look at the bottom right of the video. You see the little share button. It's an arrow pointing to the right. You click it. Share it to your friends and your family's pages. Share it to groups. If you guys can get into groups, share it to groups. Also share it in the inbox. And of course, we have to also get 100 watches on YouTube. And in order to do that, you just have to copy the link and share it in your WhatsApp, share it as a text message, and you can still share it as an inbox or a DM too, okay guys? Give us your questions as well.
Absolutely. I'm expecting more than 116 already, though. I mean, I feel like that's not bad, but I kind of had higher hopes for our first day out the gate. I thought you missed us, guys.
I think we're gonna get it though. I think we're
How
gonna
many
get
shares
it.
we got right now?
116.
116 shares.
If everybody right now shares twice,
maybe
just do it
maybe if
twice.
we're actually able to take a telephone call, people would start sharing.
Maybe it would go
All
up.
right, maybe it would go up. I don't know. That's what we're trying to do right now. So if everybody kind of just hangs out there with me 1 second while I put in my code, I restarted the computer. Usually, these are my 2 fixes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one fix where I restart the computer.
Yeah.
And that seems to work. And
Yeah.
that's what we're doing now. So hopefully,
Right.
The other fix is I literally stand up and kick the computer.
That's
Okay,
super
so
helpful.
I'm gonna try turning it on and off first.
Yeah.
And then my second idea is to kick it.
It's a really small tablet, so I feel like it might clear the part.
Right. So hopefully you won't see me having to kick it.
Exactly.
I will just be restarting.
In a beautiful world,
In a
Brad
beautiful
does not
world.
kick his very expensive
That's
computer
right,
today.
But I may.
You may. You never know.
All right, listen, I'm going to do anything to get shares up. All right, if I'm not answering questions, I'm kicking computers.
Right.
One or the other.
Everybody's blaming Sam though.
Why Sam?
Because they're saying he's chewing
eating
up
up
on
the
the
wires.
wires.
I don't know. What happened?
He shouldn't be. You took him on a free
It
vacation.
says, I turn it on, it says no show. What does that even
Perfect.
mean? Studio. Oh,
Hey!
we got it.
Start
La
right now.
la 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 la. All right.
Call us a text club.
So let's go to something, ladies and gentlemen. It was 1 hour of absolutely delay. I hope I entertained you until we're able to take an immigration question. Now we're able to do it. It's something that we call, if you got a question, give us a call. 1-800-529-5465. And let's go to Mario in Jefferson, Michigan. Mario.
Yes, sir. It's
How are you?
Jefferson City, Missouri.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm doing all
Jefferson,
right.
Missouri. What did I say? Jefferson. What did I say?
Michigan.
Michigan. Oh,
You
my
said
apologies.
Michigan.
My apologies. Jefferson, Missouri. I will.
That's fine.
You never want to be told you're from Michigan when you're from Missouri, right? All right. I guess I don't know. All right. What's going on?
All right. I'm an international student. I called sometime last year. I was in the process of transferring to a 4-year university, which I've done that.
Great.
My I-20 is extended. However, I also got married over a year now.
Well, wonderful.
And I was wondering, yes, thanks. I was wondering if it would be okay for me to put in my paperwork. My wife is a resident, however. You told me back then that it would take roughly 2 years, which my I-20 covers that, and my student visa covers that as well. But my concern is, would I still be able to make travels back and forth, like back to my home country? Because I'm still in school at the moment. But I would like to know if I'm...
Yes.
Yeah.
The answer is this. The answer is yes. You'll be able to travel. You wouldn't be able to get a new visa. So once your wife, how long has she been a resident?
3 years.
Okay. So yeah, it's going to be faster for you to get a green card this way rather than waiting on her for 2 more years and then another year and a half to become a citizen. So that's 3.5 years before she can file for you and then waiting another year. So if you're waiting on her citizenship, you're about 4.5 years away legitimately from having a green card in your hand. So yes, she should file for you now. And generally speaking, the student visa, not generally, it is, the student visa is a non-immigrant visa. So your concern is a legitimate concern. When I come back into the airport, are they going to say you're coming here to live permanently, or are you coming just to be a student? The answer is you're coming to be a student. When you go to renew your student visa back home, or if you go to another program beyond that, you're going to have a problem renewing your student visa. So as long as your visa's good, and as long as you're going to be in school for at least 2 years plus, I would suggest have your wife file for you right away. And if you need help from a good lawyer, you're actually talking to a good lawyer. So hold on one second, okay?
Great.
Hold on.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. So we got a thing working now, believe it or not.
Oh my God, a working thing?
A working thing.
Who would have thought it?
I didn't think it.
Oh, we love a good
I
working
want you to know,
thing
for 50
around
years
here.
I've had a good working thing.
It's not going to stop
It's
now.
not going to stop now because the computer wasn't working. That's for sure. Right?
Right.
I've got 2 kids that say I got a good working thing.
Oh, I don't think they say that.
They don't say that?
I think they're proof of it. I doubt they say it.
That's true. You're a very good point. They don't want to know anything about it.
Good. For the love of God,
For the love of God, please stop talking about that with my kids.
Yeah.
All right, we'll save this for a Hump Day
What's
Wednesday.
wrong with us?
All right, let's go to Denisha in Alton, Illinois. Denisha.
Yes,
Hi,
I'm
how
here.
are you?
Sorry.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm calling because I have a question. My husband received a decision notice in the mail in December, and we filed. He came here on a
What was the
K-1
decision notice? What was the notice?
Oh, sorry, it was a denial. notice.
Okay, all right. So he came here on a K visa?
Yes, a K-1 visa, a fiance visa, and it was only good for 6 months. We got married before the 90 days. Okay, we filed adjustment of status a year later, and everything was going fine. We thought we received a request for evidence in July, and the request for evidence was for affidavit of support. I believe it's the I-864.
Right.
And I mailed it off and all the supporting documents. It took them so long to get back to us, but when they did, we found out it was going to be a denial notice. We didn't know why. I got the notice in the mail, and it states that his visa was expired, or something like his visa was expired, and that's one of the reasons why, and he has to prove that he can't adjust status. So I was confused about that because I thought that we could file adjustment of status.
The answer is yes. As long as the marriage happened within 90 days of his entry, that's all that's required. You didn't have to file within 90 days. You could have waited 5 years to file, 10 years to file. Now, a lot of times in these denial letters, they have a lot of boilerplate. Boilerplate is just crap off the computer that has nothing to do with your case that they just add to it. But it sounds like to me, okay, you probably got like a 2-3 page. Usually in these denial letters, you get like a 2-3 4-page letter, and there's only one sentence that is actually pertinent to the reason why you're denied, and you got to figure out what that sentence is. I would generally say if you had an issue with the affidavit of support, perhaps you didn't do the affidavit of support properly.
That's what I think it is, because they gave me out in detail. I know what I did wrong.
All right.
But I just, and one thing I don't understand, I think what I did wrong is it probably wasn't enough, including an asset, and I didn't know the asset had to be 3 times more than my actual income.
Okay.
I was confused about that.
So it has to be 5 times more, and you have to be able to demonstrate what that asset is, the value of it. You just can't say here's a house. So you just said here's my house and this is what it's worth. That's meaningless. So what I would suggest is this. Okay, the answer is, let's go to the end. The answer is refile again, do it right, and he'll get a green card. Okay, so you don't have to freak out about it. It's just you wasted time and money. But the resolution is file it properly, and everything will be fine. Now you can either do it on your own and think you got it right, or you can have me do it and make sure it's done right. Those are your choices. Okay, but
I'd rather have you.
Hold on one second, then we'll be happy to help you. Hold on. All right, so that is Denisha. By the way, we have so many people. We're not going to get to. What do we call it? Social media check-in.
Yeah.
For at least 25 minutes.
Okay, good.
So
to
just
know.
tell people, because we have a lot of people on hold, and I want to get through everybody.
Mhm.
So let everybody know if you're going to be. We are going to answer all your questions on social media check-in.
Okay.
Okay. But
But
it won't be till about 7 o'clock.
okay.
All right. So hang in there. In the
And
meantime,
keep sharing.
Keep sharing. In the meantime, Omar from Denver, Colorado. Omar.
Yes. Hi, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
What's going on?
I have a question. I'm a green card holder. And I have my brothers back home, which I'm from Sudan, actually, originally.
From Suriname.
From Sudan.
Sudan. Okay.
Yes. And there's so many things going on in my home. And I have my brothers to file it on that I have in the file. But then they became, older than they're supposed to be. Like, the immigration needed to be, if you want to bring someone here, he's supposed to be like at least 21 years old. That's what they say. Like brother's case, right?
Did you file for your brother? I'm trying to follow along what you're saying. You're filed for your brothers in Sudan. It's dangerous what's going on there in Sudan. You want to get your brothers here. When did you file for them?
I didn't file, but I have them. I included in my file, but I didn't.
No, there's no such thing as including your brothers in your file. So that doesn't happen in life. So you've done absolutely nothing for your brothers so far. That's basically the answer. Now you want to file for them, but it's going to be a decade.
Okay, and then right now one of my brothers is being arrested for nothing, for no reason. So how will I fight for him?
Well, you can't fight for him if he's arrested and in a jail. If he were to be able to get out of jail, perhaps he could apply at the U.S. Embassy as a refugee or for asylum at the embassy. But short of that, you're not getting him out of jail from Sudan to come to America. That's not going to happen. I think what you need is a good consultation on how to get your family here quickly. Okay, and you've done absolutely nothing for them so far. So hold on one second. Let's go to Martin in Washington, D.C. Martin.
Hi, Brad.
How are
Happy
you?
New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Good. How you doing?
Wonderful. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Please, I got a question for you, please.
Yeah.
I'm speaking on behalf of my sister. She does got a 10 years permanent card. Yeah. The question now is this: how long can she apply for citizenship straight away? She's not taking a citizenship. It takes a year. I don't know.
Well, how did she get her green card? Through marriage?
Yeah, through marriage.
And does she live with her husband now?
Yes.
And they file tax returns together, and it's a good bona fide marriage?
Yeah, it's bona fide marriage, yeah.
Okay. And when did she get her 2-year conditional green card?
She just got it today. It was
she got her permanent card. So she never had a card.
No,
she never had
she never had it. No, she never had it.
Okay, so she only got her permanent card today. All right, so she has to wait 2 years, 9 months, and 3 days from the day she got her permanent card to file for citizenship.
Oh, okay.
So it's not
Thank you so
it's
much.
not 2 years or 3 years from the date of marriage. It's from the time you got the card.
Okay, but the permanent says it's 10 years. They give her 10 years.
Great. So
for 2 years.
She's a permanent resident for the rest of her life, but she cannot file for her citizenship for another 2 years, 9 months, and 3 days.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Romaine in Newark, New Jersey. Romaine, the FDA has banned you, by the way. They've banned romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce is, it's okay now.
CDC, yeah.
No, okay, so Romaine, you're back. You're okay now. Okay. The Food and Drug Administration, or the CDC, I thought I was calling it the FDA. The CDC banned you, but now you're okay. All right, better to be banned by the CDC than by the ICE, right?
We were the only one to make that joke.
Yes. What's going on, Romaine? What can I do to help you?
Okay, first of all, Happy New Year to the Brad Squad.
Thank you.
I just want to say what you guys are doing is just an amazing job, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
So this is a citizenship question. I came into the United States on a visitor visa in June 2012. I was 19 years old. I filed for myself through my disabled father, who is a citizen, and I got my green card in March 2014. I was 21, and my interview was actually waived.
Okay.
I am now 26 years old, and I'm applying for my citizenship, and I didn't sign up for the selective services. I didn't go to school here in the U.S. I honestly didn't know I was supposed to sign up for selective services until now.
Romaine,
Yeah.
and don't be insulted, because it's hard to tell sometimes. You're a man or a woman?
I am a gentleman.
You're a gentleman, okay. So, all right, so because I was going to say a gentleman does have to apply for selective service. Do it now. Go online and do it now. Just go online and do it now.
I'm 26.
Oh, you have to. I think you have to do it before your 26th birthday. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, fine. So I forgot what the cutoff is. All right. So now this is the answer. Okay, if you can prove you didn't know to do it, if you can prove you did not know to do it, you can only be denied your citizenship if you knew you had to do it and you didn't do it. So if you can prove you didn't know you had to do it, then you'll still pass your citizenship. So how do you prove you didn't know how to do it, or you didn't know to do it? Number one, you ask selective service to give you documentation to show that they never mailed you a letter to say, hey, sign up for selective service. And then I'm going to assume, but maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I don't want you to lie. Okay, but generally speaking, they have you sign stuff at the embassy, but you don't know what you're signing. So nobody really explained anything to you at the embassy about selective service. So if you can prove to the satisfaction of the immigration officer that you didn't know you had to do this, then you'll be a citizen. But you need documentation from selective service that they never mailed you anything. Or wait 5 more years until you're over 31.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome
For your advice.
All right. And if you need help, come see us. You're in Newark, so come see
Yes,
us if you need help. Hold on. I think you should. All right. Let's go to. So you never assume anything, Jonathan, right?
Yes.
Right? Because I didn't know.
You're right.
Right?
You can't tell with voices. I
Can't
feel
tell
like,
with voices
easily.
at all.
Not always.
Not at all.
No.
Right?
No.
You can tell by looks. Like, for example, I'm bald. I have a beard.
I don't know. You could be a mannish woman.
I could be, but I'm not.
Okay.
The look that
Thanks.
Jan
But that was a
just-
good call. That was a good call.
Yeah,
What?
it was good.
I
to
wasn't
ask.
sure.
No, I
Yeah.
think you were absolutely
I
right.
wasn't sure. Monique in Baltimore, Maryland. Monique.
Hi, Brad. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
So I got 2 questions. One's for me, one's for a friend. My first question, after submitting a VAWA application, how long does it take for you to get like a reply from them? Just like receipt notice, like, we've
about 4 or
received your
6
file.
weeks. About 4 or 6 weeks.
4
Now,
to 6 weeks currently?
Yeah, now I want you to know something. Okay? VAWA ended towards the end of December, and because of this government shutdown, we don't know what's going to happen with VAWA cases. Now, it's already been funded. VAWA's already been funded through 2019 appropriations. So people who have their application in, they should continue those applications. But you need Congress to extend VAWA in order for them to approve those applications for a green card. We'll see what happens. I assume it'll be extended once they make a deal with the wall. And we didn't even get to that in our schmooze because there was so much to talk about, but we'll talk about it tomorrow more. Okay? But that's what's going on with VAWA right now.
Okay.
All right.
So the other question,
Yes.
right? I have a friend who recently he lost his I-485 receipt. His work permit is about to expire, and he's trying to send it in. However, he did send it in. Sorry, they rejected it, saying giving him a number of reasons, like 1 or more reasons. But I think the one that applies to him is his eligibility category, which is C9, and he's adjusting his status here, and he have a pending adjustment of status application. So I'm not sure if he can just write a letter explaining to them that he lost his receipt, and if they'll accept that, or he just have to go ahead and pay the fee to renew the work permit.
I would let him bring the work permit to me, and let me renew it. So I'm not sure the reason. If he has a pending adjustment, they should renew it. So there's something more going on than what's going on there.
I would prefer him talk to you about that after. I know there's more to the case.
I think there's more to it. I'm not sure what, so let him come see me. Okay, so hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Where are we at with sharing, by the way, guys?
Last I saw, we were at 157.
So nobody's winning anything today.
It doesn't feel that
Although
way.
we're close to 100 people watching on YouTube.
We are, so
But
maybe
we gotta
you'll
get
give
to
out
both.
Oh, what if
Gotta
you
get
give
to
out?
both. No,
would you get
we gotta
not
do
the
both.
one, not the
Right. So if everybody wants to
five.
go to more than 100 people watching on YouTube at one time, we'll be halfway there. Then we got to get to 600.
I feel like that's an
159.
easier way to we
Right,
can
'cause
get that.
we're at 96, 97 people watching on YouTube.
Right, we're
now.
almost there.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Mary in Kennesaw, Georgia. Mary.
Hi,
are
I
you?
got a question. As an undocumented, when I get my my fingerprinting thing to go do the fingerprints, I don't have a valid passport or ID. I have no way of getting it. Is that going to be a problem?
Yes, because you have to prove you are who you are. Why do you have no way
How
of
do
getting
I
it?
get a valid ID
Where
then?
you from?
If
Where you from?
I'm Jamaican.
So why can't you contact the Jamaican consulate and get a passport?
Oh my God! I've been trying to do that. Nobody picks up.
But you have to come to New York. You got to come to New York and do it.
But I have to have a valid ID.
You need a valid ID to prove you are who you are. Other than that,
shucks.
Yeah, oh shucks is right. Come hold on 1 second. You have an issue. Let's go to Sydney in Miami, Florida. Sydney,
Yes, sir.
how are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Yes, just trying to get give you a question for a friend of mine who's in Jamaica. He's having a problem. He was here and he was deported just for some being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And he's trying to get his Social Security. I don't know if it's worth fighting for it or
It's
how could he go about
not
it?
worth fighting because you could only get Social Security if you're physically in the United States and legal in the United States. So he forfeited it when he got deported.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Karen in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Karen. Karen.
Hello, good
Hi,
night.
how are you? Good night. How are you?
Yeah, well, I have two questions, but I think you answer one. About the VAWA, because I filed for that. My husband withdrew my paper, and I filed for the VAWA in December.
Right.
The lawyer sent it off. But another question is, if I can get married, how long can it take to get married, and how long can I submit the paper afterwards?
If you get married and it's a bona fide marriage, you withdraw your VAWA application and you file the adjustment application the next day.
Okay, so how long I can wait before I got married?
You get married tomorrow.
You
divorced?
No, I divorced. Yeah.
Okay, get married tomorrow.
Okay, and then I can withdraw the VAWA and
file it, correct.
Submit the paper.
Correct.
All right, then. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Let's go to Anne in London, UK. Anne.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's going on?
I have a question. My mom filed for me, and I went for my interview last month. At the end of the interview, I was given a blue piece of paper with said something about administrative processing. What does that mean?
It means they didn't want to make a decision on your case for whatever reason. Now, was there any issues at the embassy that you know about off the top of your head?
Yeah, I think it has to do with the change of name.
Change of name?
Yeah, my name changed. What it is, when I left for the UK, in the UK I changed my name, so I'm bearing a different name, and I went back to the name on my birth certificate when my mom did file for me.
Okay.
So that's what I actually used.
All right, so they're probably,
when
looking into all of this to make sure you're not trying to hide something.
Okay.
How long has it been?
Sorry?
How long has it been since your interview?
Oh, December 21st.
All right, so it's only been 2 or 3 weeks. This is what you do. Yeah. Okay, wait 120 days. So January, February, by mid-April, if you haven't heard anything from the U.S. Embassy, by April 1st, you haven't heard anything from the U.S. Embassy, you call us and we'll follow through for you. Okay, give them like 90 to 120 days before we start getting involved. Okay, as long as everything is on the up and up and everything's legit, you got no problem. Just let them look through everything.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, obviously, if it's not on the up and up, you got a problem. Okay, but we'll.
Yeah, he kept asking me. Is that? I said, yeah, it's my name. The only difference was, the only change I made was I dropped my surname and Well, just answered my dad's name. But my first name and my middle name, everything was the same.
Okay.
My birth certificate was also there.
Fine. So
I gave him a copy of my birth certificate.
Let them look through it all. They'll investigate. They'll make sure that, your name is Ann. It used to be Mary and Ann. Everybody's cool. It's good. You're not trying to hide anything. And you're good.
Okay.
All right? And if 90, 100, anywhere between 90 or 120 days, you got to give them. And, if you still haven't heard anything in that time frame, then give us a call.
Okay.
All
Thanks
right?
very
You're
much.
welcome. Good luck.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Let's go to Lisa in Pensacola, Florida. Lisa.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, I got a question. My green card expires in May. So I wanted to do the application to remove the conditions in March, but I'm going to move in May. So how do I go about with the address?
You file in March to remove the conditions, and when you move in May, you file an AR-11 with your application. You can go online and change your address. No problem.
Okay.
All right.
What about if I travel? I was planning to change my last name to my husband's last name in my passport. Would it cause a problem if my passport and the green card is? Do I have to wait until I get the new green card?
Just travel with your marriage certificate, so there's no issue.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Richard in the Bronx. Richard.
Hi, good night, bud.
What's happening, Richard. Richard.
Yes, bro.
What do you like better?
I have two questions. One for myself, one for a friend.
Doesn't matter. Okay, just ask your questions. One question for Rich, and the other question for Richard. Okay.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I'll start my friend first.
Yeah.
My friend got here in United States and we went back to Jamaica. His wife actually filed for him. He went to the embassy on December 17th. When he got there, they told him that he doesn't have enough supporting evidence that the marriage is legitimate and he need more pictures and call log. No, he has nothing else to offer them. So he's wondering what is the situation right now.
What was the problem at the embassy? I didn't understand what the problem was.
When he got there, they told him that he doesn't have enough document to prove that marriage is legal.
Okay.
Because he didn't have enough phone call logs.
Fine. So where's his wife? His wife is here?
His wife is here, yeah.
Okay, if the wife wants him, guess what? The wife's going to have to go down and be interviewed with him.
Okay. They gave him a time to submit additional document. That time has passed already.
Well, if the wife wants him and it's a legitimate marriage, the wife's got to contact us. Let us schedule what's called I guess they wouldn't call it a Stokes interview at the embassy, but it's like a Stokes interview, and say, these are all the additional documentation. The wife's coming down. She's willing to be interviewed. It's a legitimate marriage. Here we go. And they're going to figure it out one way or the other. If it's a situation where the wife went down, met him once, got married, came back and hasn't seen him in 2 years, he's not getting his green card.
Okay, that's not the case, because he was here like a few months ago.
Fine. Okay.
For my question, no, Brad. Actually, my work permit expired on December 15th of this year, and I had already applied from September. When I called USCIS some time ago, they said to me that it's still within the processing time. Apparently, no, my driver's license expired, so I called him and said that because of financial hardship, my work permit expired, I can't seem to get any renewal. They said to me they're going to expedite the process, and within 5 days, they'll receive a letter from them. It's been weeks now.
They're not expediting anything. They don't care. How long has it been?
It's expired December 15th.
When did you file to renew?
September.
September, October, November, December, January. You should get it by the end of January, but they're not going to expedite it. But hopefully you should get it shortly.
Because actually, for my son and I when I got a mail from my son saying that his AD card has been approved for renewal.
Right.
So mine has not been
unfortunately, they're taking 5.5 months right now, and there's nothing you can do about it. I wish there was, but you can't.
Okay, brother. Thank you very much. You're doing a good job, brother. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you. Let's go to Lee in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Lee.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Stop,
good night,
Lee. 1
Brad.
second. We have 101 people watching on YouTube.
Yes,
We're halfway there on the share game.
We did that.
Okay, I just looked down right now. Woo! Continually. My apologies. What's going on?
All right, so I got good news, Brad.
What's the good news?
You probably don't remember. The good news is you don't remember me, but I called you like a year ago.
Uh-huh.
I had some issues, and I just got my passport in the mail today, man.
And I helped you obviously with whatever those issues were.
Man, you tell me everything that I need to know, and I did it.
Wow, fantastic.
Here's the thing now.
What?
Remember when I tell you that every time I travel, when I come back, they always put me to that bad boy room?
Yep.
Remember that?
I don't remember our conversation, but you're in the bad boy room.
All
I
right.
know the bad boy room. Yes. Yeah.
So I'm going down in the next 2 weeks, but I'm using my U.S. passport. Are they going to pull me in the side the same way too?
No, you're no longer a bad boy. You're a U.S. citizen. Congratulations.
Oh,
all right, no bad boy for you. All right, enjoy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right,
All right,
take
thanks.
care.
All right.
All right, yeah, no more bad boy. You only get the bad boy rule if you're a green card holder. You don't get the bad boy rule if you're a U.S. citizen.
Just so you know,
What?
I did everything you said and it worked out perfectly as one of the options cross-stitched on a pillow for the merch store.
Right.
Because that is a Brad mantra forever.
Ricardo from Brooklyn. Ricardo.
Hi.
Hey, what's happening?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm here.
Is this the Ricardo that we know and love? No, a different Ricardo, but we love him anyway. All right, what's going on, Ricardo?
All right. My situation is, I just have one question.
Yeah.
Previously, I submit my documents, adjustment of status, but however, they sent back, and at one point they wanted a affidavit of support, which I did submit, and then recently, I received just a notice online when I went online saying case is ready to be scheduled for an interview. So that means you're not going to ask me for anything more right now, right?
That means that you submitted all the documents you need to submit to get an interview scheduled. When the interview will be scheduled, who knows what they'll ask you at the time of the interview? We don't know. But at least your application package is prepared to schedule you for an interview. That's what that means.
Okay, and you couldn't tell within which time frame?
12 to 24 months from the time you file. That's all I can tell you.
24 months from
12 to 24 months.
Right.
12 months on the short end, 24 on the long end. Hang in there.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right. Let's go to Diane in Kingston, Jamaica. Diane.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
This is Baby Voice Grant.
This is who?
I'm good. Baby Voice Grant. I follow you on
Ah, how are you? What's happening?
YouTube. I'm well, thank you.
What's going
I
on?
have a problem.
What's going on?
My husband is filing for me, and when I check the status online, it says that they sent a request for evidence December 4th. They said that if we did not get it by December 19th, we were to go online and fill out the form online. We did that, and we got a confirmation that they received the request, whatever.
Uh-huh. This is
All right,
this is
on
at
the
the US
31st of
this is at the US Embassy.
USCIS.
Oh, USCIS, okay.
Yes, the I-130. They wanted more evidence. So we did it online, and they said that they got it, and we hear back from them by January 10th.
Right.
We have not gotten anything up to now in
But
the
it's
mail.
but it's January 7th.
We don't know what they're asking for.
It's January, but it's only January 7th now. You got to give them till the time they told
Yes,
you.
but what I'm saying, Brad, on December 31st, we received a next email from them stating that they sent us a letter to the address that we have on file, and if we do not submit the evidence that they want, they're going to deny the case.
Right, so you got to wait on that letter. I don't know what they're asking for. It takes about from the time they send you that email to the time you have that letter in your hand is 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
All right, so hang in there. Wait till you get the letter, and then if you need my help, we'll respond. All right, but we got to wait to see
All
what
right,
they
then.
say.
Thank
Hang
you.
in there. Hang in there. Okay, hang in.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Maris in Bronx. Maris. Maris. Maris! Maris! It's your turn! Maris, you waited so long. Don't make me hang up on you. We'll put her on hold and maybe she'll come back.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Dindu in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Dindu.
Hello.
Hi, Dindu. How are you?
Hi.
What's going on?
So I am a permanent resident,
Mm-hmm.
and my fiance actually lives in Belgium. but he was able to get a school scholarship to come over, and we wanted to get married and see whether I could change his status or anything. But then we went to one of the immigration lawyers, and then they said I cannot do anything. Like I cannot give him a status or whatever.
Why can't you file for him? By the way, maybe Belgium Kim can give some advice because he's from Belgium. Is there any advice you could give?
Not as much as an immigration attorney,
Oh,
Brad.
okay. Yeah, the answer is you can file for him, but he's going to wait 2 years. How long have you been a resident?
4 years.
Okay, file for him and let him travel back and forth to visit you. You travel to see him, and in 2 years he'll have a green card. Hang in there. Hold on 1 second. Let's go to Mohammed in Bronx. Mohammed.
Yeah, hello?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
What's going on?
Yeah, I got my green card through marriage in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And I applied for 751,
Right.
which is pending for 5 years. And the last year I get divorced. What should I do now? Do you have to withdraw my?
You got married. Let me understand what happened. You got married. You got a 2-year card. You and your wife filed to remove the conditions, and during this process, before you got approved for the I-751, you've now gotten divorced. So if that's the case, you have to take your receipt letter and make a photocopy of it and write immigration say, here is a copy of my receipt number. Here is my case number. I am now divorced. Here is proof of my divorce. Here's my divorce decree. Please change my case from a joint application to a waiver application, and I can prove that it was still a good marriage up until the time of my divorce. And then they'll change it. That's what you need to do.
I'm remarried.
Don't worry. Well, even if you remarried, you still got to go through this process first before your new wife files for you.
Oh, okay.
All right, hang in there. Hold on 1 second. Let's go to Tanya in Trenton, New Jersey. Tanya.
Hello.
How are you, Tanya?
I'm good, Brad. How are you?
What's going on?
I have a question. I'm a resident of 3 years, and my husband came to the U.S. recently, and he overstayed his visa. So can we file the I-130, and do we have to wait until I'm a citizen before we can adjust his status?
Yes and yes. Both correct.
Okay, so I'm thinking, like, if I file the I-130 now, by the next 2 years' time when I could apply for my citizenship, he should be able to adjust his status by then.
Correct.
Okay. And how long would the I-130 take to be approved?
Over a year.
Over a year, okay. Another question, Brad. What if his I-130 approves before I file my citizenship?
Then he's wonderful. He has an approved I-130, and if the priority date is reached and you're still not a citizen, he's going to do a provisional waiver, go home, come back, and get his green card. That's why you want to file now, because maybe he'll get his green card before you become a citizen.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Brad.
You're
I'll
welcome.
see you soon.
Great. Hold on. All right. Let's see if Mary from the Bronx is back. Mary.
Yes.
Marilise.
Yes, Mr. Brad. Yes, Mr. Brad. Good evening.
Good evening.
Are you?
How are you doing?
I'm great. I have a question for you. My husband went for an interview today in Jamaica, and the only thing that they denied that I have to come for an interview. Is that possible where they have to call me into Jamaica for an interview?
Yeah, because they don't believe it's a real marriage. So they don't believe that he's legitimately coming to America because he loves you and this is a bona fide marriage. So they want to interview you, and the answer is, if you love the man and you want him, you got to do what they say and go down to Jamaica and do the interview.
Okay, because when I went online, it didn't say. I see the status that they're processing, but it didn't say that.
Right.
They said that you must wait for an email.
What I would suggest is, if you want, is we can contact the embassy for you and kind of organize that. But if they're going to want to meet you and interview you, then that's what you're going to need to do.
Okay. All right.
Just hang.
No problem.
All right, hold
Thank
on 1
you.
second. All right. All right.
That was a long one.
No kidding. How's that? Yeah, that jog at a workout weight. That's not great.
Any good gifts from this one?
None that you're gonna like.
I should have rolled my paper up like this and do that, right?
You did not. should not. See, and then we send you stuff and you get mad.
That's right.
A mess.
All right, so now we come to that part of the show that everybody loves.
That everybody loves.
Called Social Media Check-In. All right, what do we got?
All right. You want to go for it? You looked ready.
Oh, no, you can go ahead.
I mean, Jonathan was falling asleep here while I was answering all the questions.
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of social media questions.
All right, let's go.
Our first question is from Nogala, who said, if I petition a husband and a daughter, do they need to be filed for separately? She just turned 4 years old.
If you're a citizen, yes. If you're a permanent resident, no. But if you're a permanent resident who ultimately is going to become a citizen before your family comes here, yes.
All right, we have one from Natasha. I'm 18 and I want to bring my fiance to America and I only have a green card. How can I bring him here? Please help me.
There's no fiance visa for permanent residents. So you would have to go to where your fiance is, marry him, come back, file for him, and then ultimately in about 2 years, 2.5 years, he'll come here.
Yari is wondering, is there a difference between a visitor's visa and a tourist visa? And if so, which one requires the biggest expense?
There's no difference. Same thing.
Halani on YouTube says, sir, what is the processing time for VAWA cases?
There should be 18 months, but they're now taking over 2.5 years. And if Congress doesn't continue the program, it'll be forever.
Alfred said, can your mother carry out an express filing for her son to come and take care of her due to health issues? She's unable to work and mother is over 55.
No such thing.
All right, Anne has a question. Hey, Brad, what's next? I put in for my husband an I-130 last August. How long will I have to wait going into 2019?
Hopefully before August. It'll take about a year.
Kay said, okay, say you were on camera for a theft charge.
Just saying.
Just let's pretend.
Hypothetically.
Totally hypothetically.
So the camera caught you.
Caught you.
Red-handed.
Allegedly stealing.
Red-handed.
Yeah. But they did not inform me that if I pled guilty, it would affect my immigration status. Could I still file to vacate my conviction?
If it happened after 2012, that's a constitutional violation. If it happened before 2012, then it's up to the judge.
So you're saying that whether or not they have him on camera red-handed, if
has
no one ever told him,
has nothing to do with right.
Oh, we might just got you.
Gotcha.
Just straight with no rider.
They got me on camera too now.
All right, then Omar says, can you still file and get the student visa if you have a pending case with immigration?
What is the case? If it's a green card, no. Because
Oh, you're so tall, Brad. Normal.
There we go now. Because I just came to me. My head was cut off. What did I do to Julie in the TriCast?
You were sitting up extra straight, I think. It wasn't.
Yeah, I was because I learned that I hunch. I slouch.
Gotta stick those boobies out,
I
Brad.
just stick the boobies out.
Yeah.
And if you look, I'm like this.
You look better when you
much better like
straight.
this.
Yeah.
You gotta sit up straight.
Look at that. Look at all that manliness. You look like Gaston.
Now, if I could figure out how to do this all the time, I would be a stud.
You know what? Actually,
I would be a stud if I could do this all the time.
No, listen, they have this little
thing for the Apple. Yeah. I was thinking of buying it.
I actually bought one.
How does it work?
It didn't come in yet.
Oh, let me know how it works.
So
because I slouch. I want to sit like this all the time. Does it vibrate?
It's
of course, Kim wants something that vibrates.
Absolutely, at all times.
All right, let's get back to answering immigration
It's almost
questions.
like suspenders, but like you put it around and
it's not Wednesday yet. Chili Bean says. All right, go back. Just let's all sit up straight and not slouch.
Yeah.
Okay, much better, right?
Yeah.
So much better.
Oh my
we look
God,
younger like that.
I look much younger.
More fit.
We look so svelte.
My teeth look
gonna sit like this.
No, I was like, what?
I look like I got a full head of hair. All right, what else we got? Let me sit up straight here. You know, when your mother yelled at you to sit straight, you never realize. You're like, come on, Mom.
My godmother was the worst. That's all she would ever tell me. Set up straight.
Yeah,
set up straight.
Yeah, it's so much better.
To this day, still.
Boy, my neck and back feel better.
But for a woman, it's weird because you can't do it without like just feeling like you're
just like
presenting yourself.
But I'm
going to
tell you something, Kim.
What?
You present, baby. If you can present, you present, baby. Just go right for it. Give them what you got, Kim.
If you got it, flaunt it.
That's right. Give them what you got.
Care Bears.
All right, let's go.
Thank you, guys. Halija said, "Hey, Brad, what can an F2 visa holder do in order to be able to work legally here in the U.S.?"
An F2B visa holder is somebody who has a pending petition. I don't know what your status is. If you have a pending I-130, that doesn't, or somebody who has an approved I-130, that doesn't legitimate you to get a work visa or work permit. You know, we got to know more though.
All right, Bola Dale on YouTube says, good afternoon. My question is, my dad filed for my sister as a single parent, and she just had a baby, but she's not married. Can that affect her status?
No, she'll be okay. Through the filing by the dad.
Yes.
Be a problem traveling, but if the dad filed for her and she's been here for a while, having the baby should not affect.
Cool.
Narisa came in hot with a long, detailed question.
All right.
Thank you, Narisa.
Now, does it violate my email rule?
No, it's 3 lines.
Okay,
it's
fine.
3 lines.
Because if anybody knows, in my office, I have an email rule. This is true.
4 lines.
4 sentences.
Yeah.
If you are going to write me an email that is more than 4 sentences, come tell me. I don't want to hear somebody's blabbing story. It's true.
Sheesh.
It's so true.
It's true story, right?
It's so true.
All right, then come and talk to me.
You send him an email, and then you go to him and you say, please read your email. And that's maybe how the email will get read.
Okay.
Narisa says, hi, I'm from South Africa, and my fiance is from Atlanta. I've got a 2-year-old daughter, and we both have B1, B2 visas, to which my daughter and I have used to go to the U.S. My daughter's dad has family in the U.S., but he's not a citizen either, although he does have a green card. What I really need to know is when my fiance and I get married, does he need to get parental rights over my daughter in order for her to get her green card through him?
As long as the marriage occurs before 18, you don't need the father's help in any way, shape, or form. The fiance becomes the stepfather, and he would file a petition for you, and he would file a separate petition for your daughter.
All right, Les Lobo says, Brad, you recommended getting dispositions before speaking with you for a consultation. How does one access all that info from last many years, federal, state, etc.?
Well, if you know the courts where you were in, you go to those courthouses and you go to the clerk. For instance, in New York, it's like $8 a disposition. If you're not sure the courts, you're not sure if you got all your dispositions, then come see me first. We'll run your fingerprints, and then, whether through the FBI or your local state agency, and we'll get a list of all your arrests, and then we can go to the courts with that list.
Okay, and a follow-up from Les Lobo. They're from India, live in Houston, entered the USA on a student visa in 1968, had a green card for 30 years, never applied for a citizenship, wondering about the U.S. citizenship, pros and cons.
Become a citizen. You've been here since 1968, which is my entire full life, which is 50 years, which is more than Jonathan or Belgium Kim has been on this earth.
Maybe combined.
Okay,
No.
and this is your home.
I'm just kidding.
And this is your home. Why are you not becoming a citizen? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nail Lover says, hey, Brad, could I go on a cruise with an expunged misdemeanor?
Expungement does not mean it's not a criminal conviction for immigration purposes. So I would need to know what that misdemeanor is. I don't want you to get deported when you come back.
All right, Camellia Linton on YouTube says, hi, my husband filed my I-130, which I added my son's name on same. My husband is now a citizen. Do I need to file a separate I-130 for my son or upgrade the current one?
File one I-130 for you, and now that your husband's a citizen, he has to file a separate I-130 for your son.
Arlene said, it's been 10 months since I filed my I-751 and I have not heard from immigration. Not even a request for evidence. What do you think this means?
I think they're really slow.
Okay.
That's what I think it means.
All right. Crystal
But don't worry
Lopez.
about it. I mean, it's slow with everybody.
Crystal Lopez on YouTube says, good evening. I'm a U.S. citizen who wants to file for my father. My father has sole guardianship of my 16-year-old niece. Can I include her in the petition as well?
No, unfortunately not. Where's your niece? If your niece is here, we should do a sitch.
Crystal said, I'm a U.S. citizen who wants to file for my...
That's what
oh,
I
I'm
just
so
read.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Dell says...
Dell.
I got lost in my place. Dell says, I want to petition for my spouse that's living in Jamaica that came up on the J1 visa program. Is this process still okay to do?
Of course. Why not?
I don't know, Brad. You tell me.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Monique Wheeler says, my friend's mom died on January 17, 2015. But prior to her dying, she had put the paperwork in for him 2 to 3 years ago as a green card holder. He is 36 years old. However, she took the citizenship test and passed, but a week later she died. Can anything be done for him?
Can anything be done for him?
For the friend.
Who is what?
The friend's mom died and put in paperwork for him 2 to 3 years before, and she was a green
as long
card
as you
holder.
have a family member who can take over the case, yes. Even though she didn't become a citizen, you can have a family member take over the case for the I-130. Let's do this because we got a roll here. Okay. Now, I had read in the New York Times, because I read... Yeah, we're going to do it now. I had read in the New York Times about 2 months ago. Fabulous article. Okay, and there was this woman, Jessa. She married this man who she met on Tinder after 10 days.
Oh my God.
She's an American citizen and he was out of status here in the United States. They met in Tinder. 10 days later, they got married. And it's a marriage of love.
What?
And then what she wrote was the article, which got me interested.
Right.
Was marrying him was political. Sponsoring him for his adjustment was for love.
Aww.
So I started reading this article and I'm like, wow.
Right.
So many people this happens to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I had Jilly. I put her detective hat on.
As she does.
As she does. And she found Jessa and she found her husband, Nicholas. And I said, we got to have him on our show. I want to meet the people who meet on Tinder for 10 days, marry for love, and file the adjustment. And she wrote about it in the New York Times. Let's watch. Jessa Crispin is the founder and editor of the magazines Bookslut.com and SpoilerMag.com. She's the author of The Dead Ladies Project, The Creative Tara, and Why I'm Not a Feminist Manifesto. Jessa recently wrote a New York Times opinion piece entitled, Marrying Him Was Political, Sponsoring His Visa is for Love, and about a whirlwind romance and marriage to Nicolas Rodriguez, who is from Colombia and now the assistant director of the Community Arts Project from the Maryland Institute College of Arts. Jessa and Nicholas are with me today to discuss their relationship, their whirlwind romance, and their experience navigating the American immigration system. Welcome, Jessa. Welcome, Nicholas. How did you guys meet?
On Tinder, horrifyingly enough.
Now, are you on Tinder often, Jessa?
No, but I travel a lot for work.
And
so it can be hard to find somebody to spend an evening with. So when I'm traveling, sometimes I get weak and download Tinder.
You didn't even meet him in the city where you live. You were traveling in Chicago, I think, right?
Yeah, I was living in Kansas City.
And you were living in Kansas City at the time. And Nicholas, you were living in Chicago as well?
Yes. I was in Chicago doing grad school.
And I believe you super swiped her. Is that the story I'm hearing, right?
That's what happened, you know.
Who said hello first here?
He did.
He did. And what'd you say? Hi, I'm Nicholas.
So the first thing I wrote was something like, I'm a fan.
Wow. That got your attention, right?
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of fans Tindering you?
No. And I'm a little horrified that worked. That's about me and my ego.
How did you know about Jessa? You followed her writing?
Yes, her book, Feminist Manifesto.
So when you saw her on Tinder, did you know right away this is Jessa, the author that you're so familiar with?
Well, I had to double check.
Where'd you go on your first date?
Cocktails.
And you hit it off right away or no?
No.
No.
He wouldn't look at me. He wouldn't make eye contact. he would only look at, like, right directly in front of him at the bar.
In my defense, I was super intimidated. Honestly, I thought it was a scam. I thought I was going to jump into a bar and there's going to be like a Joe there.
Right.
Jessa.
You loosened up a little bit, and then your real personalities came out, and you kind of like started to like each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you said, okay, you went out. The second date was when? Like 12 hours later? 15 hours later?
Yeah.
Literally.
The next night.
The next night.
Yeah.
The next night.
He came to my birthday party.
Really? You invited him to your birthday party, so then you really liked him then?
Yeah.
You bring you bring a gift, or you're like, I only know her 24 hours?
I actually brought a gift.
You did.
And the biggest bottle of wine I've ever seen.
But after 10 days, Nicolas, you proposed to Jessa after knowing her only 10 days. Did everyone say, Nicolas, are you crazy? What are you doing? And then Jessa, did everyone say, you said yes? What, are you crazy?
Yeah, there was some of that.
Some of that? So what was going through your mind, Nicolas? Are you that much of a romantic that you're like, you just throw caution to the wind and say, let's go for it?
To the added fact that I was already familiar with her ideas, an aspect of her. After we met in Chicago, the next week I went to Kansas City. Instead of trying to kind of impress the other, we were super honest about everything, you know, like our situation, our ideas, our values, our political views, everything. And that feeling kind of warmed us both to the point that I asked if she wanted to marry me, and she said,
I understand from your perspective, Nicolas. I get it. You read a lot of what she wrote, so you had a fuller understanding of the human being who she is, because she writes from her soul. She's not writing things that are peripheral to the world, but she's writing about things that are important to her and things that she believes. So you understood her. But Jessa, Nicolas isn't a writer. What was going through your mind when you said yes?
It just made me feel calm for him to ask.
Uh-huh.
I just felt really sure. And part of it was the weekend.
Right.
Of being very upfront with each other about everything. He had told me about his immigration situation on the first date.
So you knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, and there was just a lot of honesty and sincerity.
So,
and it made sense.
So how did he propose?
So we're big fans of dive bars. So, do you remember the name of
it? Charlie's.
Charlie's, yeah. We're having a couple of drinks, and you know, there was a couple of potato chips. At the beginning, I wanted to ask the question at the end of the night, after a lot of drinks. But then I thought to myself, if I ask this question at a lot of drinks, she's gonna think that I'm just drunk.
Right.
Whatever.
Right. So you wanted to do it when you were sober still.
Yeah.
Right.
So with the first drink, I was like, would you marry me?
So that's 10 days into your relationship. You guys met over the summer, right, of 2018. Yeah. When did you guys get married? How long was the engagement to the marriage?
4 days.
4 days. So now you're 14 days into your relationship. You met on Tinder. By the way, does Tinder know about this? This is like the best advertisement for Tinder ever. 14 days into this, and now you guys are married. And did you move in right away together? Did you discuss where you're going to move, where life's taking you?
Yeah, it was disruptive for both of us. I was about a month away from moving to Berlin. And so that didn't exactly happen. And then he got a job offer in a completely different city where either one of us was living, which is Baltimore. So we decided to stay together.
I guess as a writer, you can live anywhere, I guess. Was that the thinking? And he has his job now at the Maryland Institute College of Arts, so at least he has a physical place he has to go, but you could be basically anywhere. What was the opportunity in Berlin that you gave up?
I'm collaborating with a friend of mine on a series about opera. Plus, just I used to live in Berlin. It's someplace I feel very comfortable. It's difficult not being there, but I go when I can.
Nicolas, you're originally from Colombia. When did you come to the United States, and why did you come to the United States?
So I moved to the States in 2016, basically for grad school. I was doing a master's in arts administration. I graduated in May of this year. I applied for my OPT because I was interested, in exploring a little bit more of the realm. But at the point, staying in the U.S. wasn't priority. I just wanted to do my OPT. And then I met Jessa, and then plans changed.
So how did your families react to this? Did they support you? Did your friends support you? Did you have a big wedding? Did people come to watch you get married?
Some people came. It's not where I was living, so I only had a couple friends there. But his friends came out, and his family, they couldn't come. It's very short notice. But his family has been very supportive.
Do you have any misgivings about getting married after meeting 14 days? Because you've now been married about 6-8 months now, I guess, right? Do you look back and you say, wow, that was too fast, or everything worked out perfect so far?
I think it's working out. I wouldn't use the word
perfect. Obviously, you realized that Nicolas had an immigration issue when you got married. You just literally filed your adjustment application recently, I understand. But how has the process been to you so far? Has it been daunting? Has it been easy? Has it been perplexing, frustrating? What would you describe it as?
I think it's been stressful for both of us and confusing. I had moved to Germany in the past, and that's a very straightforward bureaucratic experience. With America, it's much more arbitrary, it seems.
If there wasn't a lawyer involved, I don't know.
You'd still be waiting around to file something.
Yeah.
Jessa, you wrote a piece in the New York Times that has been well received. I saw it was on the front page on the New York Times web edition, titled "Marrying Him Was Political, Sponsoring His Visa is for Love." And that's kind of a juxtaposition on what normally people would say is marrying him was for love, sponsoring him was political. Tell me, and I loved what you wrote, and I actually even sent it to everybody in the firm. Tell us what you mean by marrying him was political, sponsoring him for his visa was for love. Tell the viewers out there a little bit about what you wrote and what you were trying to convey.
I think marriage is much more political than we like to think about, because it is essentially a contract with the state. It's a contract between the two of us, obviously. We file it with the government, and certain rights are passed through marriage.
But sponsoring him because you wanted to make his life better was obviously where the love is. I know you talked about it being easier in Germany than here, but has there been anything that's been surprising to you in the process so far?
Oof, there's. I would say that it's been surprising how things have been changing in such a period of time. You know, like every month or so, there was like an additional piece of paperwork that was required, things like that. So that's definitely was a surprise that it's something that's ever changing. It's been rigorous.
How has your piece been received, by the way?
I got a lot of responses from people who've been through this experience and who felt like they couldn't talk to anybody about what was going on, particularly because they felt like they had to perform the perfect relationship to the government.
I guess it's an adventure for you, all right? Because, I mean, you guys just basically, you say, we're going to hold hands, we're going to kiss, and we're going to jump off the cliff, basically, right? Plan on writing more about this, or you want to stay away from this about your personal life and write about other things? We'll see. Tell us about your American dreams, if you've achieved it, what you want to achieve, what you'd like to see for yourself, what you'd like to see for America.
The dream is just having the opportunity. It wasn't my intention when I came to the U.S. Then I met Jessa, and then I got the opportunity to have this job. And now I see myself here. I see myself developing my work with community engaged practices here in the U.S. So the dream is only to have a fair shot at it.
I just want to write my books.
That's your dream. That's it. Just write.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Where can people find out more about your writing? Where can people see this article?
I'm at jessacrispin.com.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming on. I really appreciate it. We wish you all the best of luck. You got to study up a little bit on your Stokes interview. And it's not really study. You just got to really think about what does everything look like in the home? What are they going to ask me? And don't try to overthink it. We're going to ask you to come back and play a little game with us We call it the bratified marriage. I'm going to ask you questions. You're going to write on a piece of paper. And it's going to be like a Stokes interview and see how well you're going to do and how well you're prepared. And, by all accounts, you guys are in a real loving marriage and live together. I'm sure you'll do really wonderful. All right. So that's a great story. I love that they found each other on Tinder. Now, tomorrow, if you watch, we're going to bring them back tomorrow. And we're going to do a bratified marriage with them and see whether or not. Fun. Now, they have not gone on their adjustment interview yet. Now, if you remember, Tamika and Kevin had not finished either at the time. So we're going to test them and see how they do.
That'll be fun.
People in a legitimate marriage. So come back and watch tomorrow for the second part of that, for the bratified marriage. In the meantime, we're going to finish up some social media questions. We're not going to be able to get to all of your questions. So if we didn't get to all your questions today and we didn't answer it today, I promise you we will get to it tomorrow or the next day. We will get to eventually answer everybody's questions. So let's just finish a few more before we end our show. Kim, we'll start with you.
Okay. D Classic Man said, after I went for my fingerprint, it was 12 months, and they sent me something in the mail in August saying that it was extended 18 months. Now, is there anything that you can do? I'd like to know why it's taking all this time. I can't find my green card. It was an I-751 form.
Donald Trump. That is the reason why it's taking so long. I-751s are taking 18 months. If you can't find your green card, you can go down to USCIS and get a temporary I-551 stamp in your passport as evidence of your green card status.
All right, Queen B. Spence says, can you fly in the state while your status is out?
You can certainly fly within the United States as long as you have a valid passport. They shouldn't bother you, but you're always taking a risk whenever you're showing identification, obviously.
We've got a question from Gotti, who said, can a green card holder bring his family to the U.S.?
Absolutely. File an I-130 for each of them.
All right, we have one from Ken Quebec. First of all, says, Brad Squad, squat up.
Squat up.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't say squat up today.
You didn't.
I did not. You said it. I didn't say it.
Oh, say it to them.
Squat up.
There we go.
All right. He says, love your show. Good information. Just love it. Love it. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Quick question. Since we have a government shutdown, how much will it slow down the VAWA applications? I received an RFE September 21st. So after receiving my RFE, I got a receipt October 9th stating that they have received my RFE response. So how long should I expect the process to be? Mind you, I sent everything in mid-August 2017.
So VAWA's applications already got appropriations earlier this year before the government shutdown for 2019. So those applications that are pending, such as yours, will continue. The issue is going to be those applications that are pending, the ones that are yet to be filed, will you ultimately get a green card? That's only if Congress, after the government shutdown and the agreement with the wall, and we're going to talk more about this tomorrow, they come to a resolution with extending VAWA. Hopefully they do. I assume they will. I would say 99.9% they will, simply because it's always been extended for the last 25 years.
Hey Brad, what do I do if I filed my I-94 and my I-94 is showing from 2017 and I traveled after 2017 more than once in 2018?
Wait, what?
So I'm going to read this verbatim.
Read it verbatim.
Kajalia says, what do I do if my I-94 is showing from 2017 and I've traveled after 2017 and more than once in 2018?
What should you do?
What should you do?
What do you mean, what should you do? She's saying there's an error on her I-94?
That's
on a computer?
That's what it seems.
Well, it depends what purpose you need it for. So we need to know more. You know, I'd make a joke. I'm like, what should you do? Go like this. I mean, I don't know what you should do. What do you do? I don't know what you should. What do you need the I-94 for? And then we'll figure it out.
So she did say in another question, if my husband is a permanent resident, could I still apply for the adjustment of status?
No, because you still need an I-130 pending for 2 years.
Aha. Okay.
All right.
Hope that answered your question.
Native Son says, I'm a permanent resident and married my wife here in the U.S. She just left for Africa. Can I file for her to come? If yes, how long?
If you're a citizen, yes, file for her. It'll take about a year.
Permanent resident.
2 years.
Lady Leah said, once the case goes to the Department of State for visa processing for minors in Jamaica, how long after will it be approved, and what happens after that?
You need to do affidavits of support, pay the fee bills. You have a lot to do before the time from the National Visa Center to the U.S. Embassy. So you probably have at least 6 to 8 months ahead of you, presuming you do everything properly.
Tanya Bartley on YouTube says, how long does it take for a U.S. citizen to file for his wife?
In the United States, 12 to 24 months. Outside the United States, 12 to 18 months.
Curly Girl Shauna is wondering, how long in 2019 is VAWA currently funded for? Like, which month?
Through September 30th, 2019, it is funded for. It is not approved for anybody to actually get a green card unless they extend it. So in other words, funding to process will continue. The actual, here's your green card, we'll see what happens after the government shutdown.
All right, Kevin Rose, I'm going to try and read this, all right, on YouTube. So he says, hello, good night. My interview was approved June 2018, and all I know is not one more letter from USCIS.
He got approved and no letter.
No letter from USCIS.
And it's 6 months later.
Yeah.
Let him come see me.
We got problems, Kevin.
Yes.
And our very last question is from Nadine. Nadine filed for her siblings in Jamaica in July of 2007. Everything was approved and went to NVC. When do you think they're going to get called for medical and visa appointments?
Who filed for who?
So sibling filed for siblings in Jamaica.
They're only up to May 22nd, 2005, so you're about 2 years away.
We're about 2 years.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Woo!
We have now answered lots and lots of immigration questions. So many. A huge, huge amount of immigration questions.
Yes.
None of it was fake news.
None.
No.
All legitimate, valid, bona fide, true, 100% good information.
Absolutely.
Ratified information. I ratify the information.
You ratified the information.
I de-Trump it and ratify it.
That's beautiful.
Right, de-Trump it and ratify it.
This is why people keep calling for you to run for president, Brad.
Maybe. Brad in 2028.
Bernstein.
I'm putting 2028.
Oh man,
yes.
we've
Because I have to do this for at least 8
years.
more years before I'm like, all right, ready to go on to my next career.
Brad
2028. Start printing the bumper stickers.
Here we go.
Brad 2028. Yo-yo for Department of Defense.
Yes.
That's exactly.
Yo-yo Department of Defense.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's my role in your cabinet, Brad?
You are
perfect.
What is your role in my cabinet?
I don't know. Can I be your press secretary?
Press secretary.
I don't think I want to be your press
Okay.
secretary
Yes.
though, but that would be such an easy job.
Yes.
Because I would start and you would just come up.
And I would have Julian, the TriCaster guy.
Yeah.
He would be head of Space Force. He would be because there'll be a Space Force by then.
With that head of hair, he wouldn't even need a helmet.
He'll be head of Space Force. He'll come in reporting for duty.
We have a volunteer.
We have a volunteer for Space Force.
It's like Starship Troopers in here.
All right, comments of the day. Comments of the day.
Hey!
All right, what do we got?
Our first one is from Lady Leah, and she said, I'm glad you're back. I enjoyed the holidays, but it was never the same without Bradshaw Live. That's right.
Very
Thanks, Lady Leah.
Yes.
Our second comment is from Dawn Harriet, who said, this show is so hilarious. I am enjoying myself.
Oh, very nice. We like it.
ourselves.
Well, by the way, we enjoy ourselves too.
Yeah.
We do.
I don't know if anyone notices, but we enjoy ourselves as well.
We enjoy us. We enjoy you guys.
That's right.
Lisa Bling Rose said it was reiterating what you just said actually, but she said it earlier.
What?
She said, call Uncle Brad. This man talks truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
If you don't believe, ask the Brad Squad.
That's right. That's right.
She's absolutely right.
She is.
We have Evangelist Forrest who was very sweet. She said, Brad is glowing. 2019 looks good on you, Brad.
Ooh, I told him that today too.
That's true. He is glowing.
I am glowing.
Look at that glow.
This is 3 weeks of rest.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You can tell.
And then once I get pounded to the ground, I'll be like
back.
slouching like
Right.
this.
Obrak, no.
1 week of work, we'll take care of that.
Grouchy Brad will be back soon. Don't worry. If anyone missed Grouchy Brad, I'll be back very soon.
And then finally, we've got Afzal, who agreed with Evangelist and took it one step further. Afzal on YouTube said, "Day by day, I believe that Brad is looking more like Tom Cruise."
I don't know what type of man he is, but I like him anyway. I don't know what type of man he is, but I like him. I like Afzal.
Yeah.
He's a smart man.
He is.
A very smart man. By the way, we only reached 197 shares, so we will get no free consultations today, but we'll give you guys a try tomorrow.
Not even half.
Thanks. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Belgium Kim, Jonathan,
Thank you
Yo-Yo
guys for
Elias.
having us.
Welcome back, everybody, in the back
Yes.
control room.
Yep.
Jilly Bean, Julian. We have a new cruise, right?
Yeah, new Sean.
New Sean.
New Sean.
We have
Hello, new Sean.
And Shannon. Shannon and Sean don't have names yet.
No, not yet.
Shannon and Sean,
They will,
SNS.
though.
Yeah, well, trust me. A couple more weeks.
It takes a
Takes a
while.
while
'cause
to
it's
get
gotta
to know
be
them,
organic,
right?
you
Yes.
know? Or else you get stuck with something like
Yes.
Julian the TriCaster guy.
It's a pretty dope name.
It's a dope name. Now, the only thing I'm concerned about is whether Jenny from the Cubicle's boyfriend's going to be outside angry.
Absolutely. He's not even going to be downstairs. He's going to be outside that door.
Is he going to be there?
With a
Thank
baseball
God
bat.
it's a lock. I'm going to stay here until everyone goes home.
As being a head of
I
Department of Defense,
can
I
tell you
got your
something.
back, brother.
I'm never
your
gonna.
back.
I'm not only am I never gonna. I'm never gonna touch. I'm never gonna look her way.
No, you shouldn't.
I'm not
You
going
should
to.
pretend like she does not exist for the next,
For at least a couple weeks.
for the next few weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially if we show the video of you guys dancing tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Oh,
He's
God.
very possessive, that guy.
I gotta be honest, that video is my new favorite possession, though.
All right. Well, if you show it tomorrow, I'm gonna have to sneak out of here.
Yeah, you will, but it's cool. I'm
But we're
definitely
gonna
showing
show
it tomorrow.
I got your
All
back.
right,
You can
everybody.
repel.
Thanks for watching. We're only kidding. We love Jenny's boyfriend. And, we'll see you tomorrow. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?